Guitarists, we have a rhythm problem. And you might not even know that it exists yet, but trust me, I know you have this problem. What is this problem? We don't know how to play with any subtlety when we play our rhythm parts. Piano players are great at this. It sounds beautiful. And we always think that, oh, these are two different instruments. A guitar will never be able to sound like a piano, but we can copy them. It's just there's a lack of information on how to sound good with our rhythm like a piano player can. By the end of this video, I'm going to showcase a method to make your playing sound 100 times more sophisticated than it currently is now. This is how I got good at guitar. I help intermediates become advanced. And just to give you some hope and inspiration, this is how I used to sound like as an intermediate. And I was not proud of my playing at all. I was making no progress and I was wasting hours on the instrument. But I stuck to it. I was dedicated. I loved playing the guitar. And I managed to develop my own unique sound, learn how to improvise, use the triads. And I'm proud of my playing at the moment. So, I've been in your shoes before, I know how to get out of them, and I'm going to help you get out of them. I've had over 10 years of experience on the instrument, 10,000 hours played, many students taught, hopefully one more today. Thank you very much for watching. If you're stagnating with your progress at the moment, you're confused of how to improve, you're in that weird intermediate gap where you don't know what you're supposed to be doing in order to become advanced, book a call with me. There is a link in the description. I will help you get to that point. And I'm not stopping until you advance your playing, right? I'm creating as many advanced guitarists as possible. Also, check out the Discord. We've got a growing community of guitarists. If you want to chat with like-minded people who are also on a journey of improving, check out the Discord. And also, message me on Instagram for any questions. So, tell me if this sounds like you. You have a song that you want to learn how to play. You go to Google, you Google how to play the song. How to play Hotel California. You Google the chords, right? You find the website you like. Oh, Ultimate Guitar. Oh, I've been here before, right? You find the chords that you want. You look at the website. And then you look at the chords. And then you play them somewhat like this, right? So we have... Again, doesn't sound too bad, but I'll tell you what's wrong with that. It's too big. There's too many notes going on. And this is going to sound good in the chorus, but it's not subtle. We don't know how to play with those quiet moments and make things sound more sophisticated. We don't know how to play with any subtlety. When we play with these chords, we use these shapes that we know, like the E bar chord shape, the A shape, and we just kind of do everything with those two shapes. The problem is, we play every single string, which means we have a load of notes in there, which makes the chord sound really big and full. And again, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. There are moments when we want these big sounding chords, but we don't want them all the time in the song. We want them to be impactful, so that means we need to save them for the impactful moments. We don't know how to voice lead the notes as well. We're jumping all around the fretboard when we do this. Like when we go from... I go from here to here. You can hear the difference in the pitch of the notes. Like the very highest note. And then the next chord. The very highest note is a lot of notes away. And it sounds a bit unnatural. It's a really big jump. And again, this isn't a problem. Sometimes we want big jumps, but we want to be making them on purpose. We want to be purposefully having an impact on how our music sounds. We want control and agency over how big and impactful our music sounds. The problem is we play these shapes and they sound way too big, and there's a massive jump between them, and it's kind of just a bit disjointed sometimes. We're playing with too many notes in the chords. The thing is, we only need 3 notes to get the information of the chord across. Only 3 notes. Why then, when we play these shapes, we're playing 6 notes? We're playing every single string. We don't need to do that. We can just do this. Still the same chord. Right? So to be able to play with some subtlety and some sophistication, we need to trim the fat. We need to get rid of the notes that we don't need yet, right? And we do this with our triads. And that means we can make the Hotel California progression sound something like this. So I kind of messed it up at the end there, but you can hear there's voice leading going on, right? Listen to the lowest note of every chord. It's chromatically walking down, like a piano player would, right? So I have this B minor. It's triad here, just 3 notes I'm playing. And then I can play the F sharp 7 like this. And then I can go to the A major chord like that, and then the E major like this, you hear? It's just a difference of 1 note going down here, and then the G major to the D major, and then I can go up 1 note again to E minor, and then down 1 note again to that F sharp 7 chord again, right? So you can hear. Oh, my bad. Let me try that again. Sorry, I keep messing up that last chord, but you get the idea, right? That you can walk everything down. Right? This sounds a lot more sophisticated and subtle. And also, when we do this approach, we can mix in a bit of lead playing as well, like a piano player would with their left and right hand, where they play like the bass notes over here, and then they play a little bit of melody on top, sprinkle it up on top with their right hand. So you can kind of do the same thing with the guitar, right? So this approach, when we just use the 3 notes, it means we have all this room that's spare on the fretboard to be playing melodies on the top of that. So again, this is how we get that sophistication and that subtlety in our playing. If I was doing this, it's more awkward to do that. It's not really ergonomic for your hands and your fingers. Whereas if you just limit it to just 3 notes, just the triad shapes, do you hear how much easier that is for me to play? Right? So this is what we need to be doing. We need to be practicing this. We need to be learning this so that we can develop some sophistication in our playing and become more advanced rhythm players, right? And the thing is, learning to play like this not only improves your rhythm, it improves your lead playing as well. Like I did earlier, like when I was showing you that you can use those triads to play through the chord progression. Right, this is how you play through chord changes. It's with these triad shapes. So again, learning this improves all aspects of your playing. Not only rhythm, but lead as well. This is why it's so important to learn your triads across the fretboard. They level up every single aspect of your playing. You can just play 3 notes of the chord together to play the chord, or again, just play them individually to make melodies. It's your choice. And you can kind of mix between both of them when you're playing lead. This is how we do something called comping, right? We get these advanced jazz players that are really good at this, but we can add this aspect into every single genre of music to sound more musical and sophisticated, right? So, an actionable step. If you're watching this video, I want to make sure that you learn something and that you implement something new in order to advance your playing. So what you're going to do, you're going to go and find a 3 or 4 chord song. Not too many chords, right? Hotel California has got like quite a long chord progression, so it might be a bit too hard to learn that if you haven't tried this before. So, learn to play the chord progression with 3-note triads. That's all you need, just 3 notes. Right, and to recap, the triads are important, right? We need them to reduce the amount of notes we play in a chord. This is where the sophistication and subtlety comes from. It allows us to play softer, and it allows us to kind of like sprinkle those little melodies on the top as well. And we need to be capable of doing both the subtle playing and the loud playing. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going like... right? That's okay. We should be able to do that, right? But we need to be doing the subtle as well, because songs have both subtle drops in dynamics, and they also have big pick-up moments, these more dramatic moments where things kind of get louder and bigger. That usually happens towards the end as you're building up to something big. So we need to be able to be capable of doing both to adjust the dynamics in order to create these soft, subtle, sophisticated parts, and then loud and big and dramatic, right? This is how we create interesting music that's exciting for people to listen to. And the most important part about music is not being good or being technical, it's being listenable. It's having people enjoy the sound that you're making. So, a verse usually is very subtle, and the chorus is usually big. This is why we need to be able to play both big and subtle. And again, we can also use these triads to play melodic solos. So, it's like you're leveling up 2 skills at once here, right? So you're leveling up your rhythm playing and how good you are at playing dynamically in a band. And you're also leveling up the way you can approach playing solos when you learn these shapes, right? You can just highlight these triad shapes. Right, and you can use that to play through chord changes. So instead of just kind of guessing which scale to use, you know that you're going to be hitting the right notes every single time when you use this triadic approach. And learning the triads across the fretboard is going to make you a fantastic player. It's going to make you miles better than you currently are at the moment. Again, if you don't know the triad shapes, there are a load of brilliant videos on YouTube. I'm going to link one that... a video that I've already made before, but you don't have to watch my video. There's countless videos on YouTube on how to learn these shapes and implement them into your playing. And again, if you wanted to work with me one-on-one and we can implement that into your playing together, there is a link in the description. So yeah, if you still suck after this lesson, book a call with me. I want to make sure that you learn these triads and that you can implement them across the fretboard and become an advanced player. I don't want you to be stuck in that intermediate zone. So yeah, check the link in the description to be able to improve that. Again, we've also got a Discord community of guitarists who are also trying to learn and improve. So if you want to be able to like communicate with them and kind of get some advice from people on the same level as you, check that out. You're going to enjoy that. And also message me on Instagram for any questions, and respect for making it to the end. You're in the top 1% of guitarists if you made it this far. Do you know why? Because you've got a good attention span and you're willing to learn, right? And that's it's going to have a massive return on investment for you in the future. So you should be proud of that. Again, subscribe for more high quality guides. Thank you for all the very kind comments and the lovely words from my students as well. I hope you have a very nice day and take care.